The aura. People say you've got a strong aura. People believe in shit like astrology, chakra opening, and visualizing energy shields. But what if I told you I literally see an aura with my own eyes? With my brain, more precisely. The effect is called migraine-with-aura. Feel free to Google it. It's also known as a scintillating scotoma or ocular migraine. So here I am, driving my Renault Logan along a dusty, smelly Siberian road. The brakes smell too. I haven't been in Russia for half a year. The car seems to have missed me, and now I feel the braking system stiffen and burn as I snake through the hills. Strong smells are one of my migraine triggers, along with pecan nuts, chocolate, and certain wines. And with the steering wheel in my hands, I feel one of my episodes beginning. It always starts as a tiny spark in the corner of my vision, as if you glanced at the sun and its imprint stayed on your retina as a bright spot. Only I haven't looked at the sun or at passing headlights. At moments like this, I know I must stop the car quickly, because for the next 15 minutes I will lose part of my sight. The attack travels in a wave of electrical impulses across the visual cortex at about 3 millimeters per minute. I literally see this wave in front of my eyes, and it will soon cover the road. It is extremely dangerous right now. Unfortunately, I'm on a mountain serpentine road, and there is no shoulder at all to pull over. I slow down and switch on the hazard lights, but I keep driving, hoping to find a lay-by where I can stop and wait it out. Cars behind me honk angrily and overtake my blinking Renault with impatient jerks. Idiots, you have no idea how violently things are flashing in front of my eyes right now. The scotoma spot spreads into a shape like a slightly folded triangle. It is frightening and very beautiful at the same time. It looks like a shining shell perfectly built according to the Fibonacci sequence. Inside it shimmers an endless kaleidoscope of sharp lines in every color of the rainbow. I can still see the road, but the scotoma is conquering more and more of my visual fields, and I am afraid I might miss an obstacle. Luckily, I know this stretch of road from Krasnoyarsk to Divnogorsk by heart. I could almost drive it with my eyes closed. After one more turn, there will be a very steep descent, what we call in Russian a mother-in-law's tongue. At the bottom there is an emergency escape lane. I have to try to stop there. I don't want to cause an accident. Meanwhile, the scintillating scotoma is reaching its peak. I can distinguish its stripes, horizontal, vertical, diagonal. Those zigzags shimmer in every possible color, and it feels as if some part of my brain sees the world as it truly is. Just waves of different lengths that my overloaded brain can no longer calibrate. In the 19th century, an English doctor, Hubert Airy, a migraine sufferer himself, sketched what he saw and called it the fortification spectrum, because the aura looked like the plan of an old fortress. During the attack, a wave travels across the visual cortex, the part of the brain tuned to read space in lines and angles. So what I was seeing was not the world at all, but the architecture of how the image is processed, the back end. I remember the first time it happened. I was 17 and under stress. I thought I had gone blind, and I cried aloud. Later I feared the attacks. Now, more than 20 years later, I admire the scotoma, its perfect geometry, its shimmer, its elusive movement. I kept it my greatest secret. I told no one so they would not think I was ill. I began to see it as a doorway into real outer space. I began to see it as my goddess. And now, in this car, on that road, I begged her, please do not grow any larger. I just need to reach the escape lane, stop the car, and wait until the episode ends. At last, the descent. The brakes smell unbearably. Overtaking is forbidden here, and behind me stretches a surprisingly patient line of drivers. No one honks anymore. No one shouts out of their window. Perhaps they simply see my brakes smoking. I pull into the emergency bay and pray my shimmering goddess that no lorry will need it in the next 15 minutes. The line of cars moves on with relief. I put the Renault on the handbrake but keep the hazard lights on. I rest my hands on the steering wheel and my head on my hands. The scotoma is very bright. It has not grown this large for a long time. I realize the attack is fading. The center of my vision is almost clear again, while the shimmering triangle spreads its angel wings toward the periphery. A slight fog appears in my head, a normal reaction after such a storm of electrical excitation in the brain. In my type of migraine, miracle of miracles, my head does not hurt. The excitation affects only the visual nerves and not the pain receptors. For this, I am especially grateful for my scotoma goddess. I cannot bear pain at all. And through this mental fog, strangely, thinking becomes simpler. Not clearer, simpler, as if the wave of excitation cuts away unnecessary thoughts with Occam's razor. I will sell this car. I can't keep pretending I'm fine and the car is fine. We both need help. And probably a different life. I will never come back here again. I lift my head. Almost nothing remains of the scintillating scotoma. The simplifying fog stays in my mind, and a real fog begins to drift over the Siberian road from the Yenisei River. It comes slowly out of the forest like smoke at the party. I feel incredibly light. It is over. I managed it. And once again, I know for certain I truly do have a very strong aura.